Captain, before we step onto this container and control island, tell me, what does bottle make you feel when it means a glass or plastic container for liquid, the amount held in that container, and the act of holding feelings inside instead of expressing them? Meaning 1. A glass or plastic container used for liquids. Used for a container with a narrow neck, often for water, juice, oil, or medicine. Example: he filled the bottle before the crew left the shore. Common use: water bottle, glass bottle, bottle of juice. Bottle of water. Meaning 2. The amount that a bottle can hold or contains. Used when talking about the quantity inside one full container. Example: they shared a bottle of olive oil during the long trip. Common use: a bottle of milk, a bottle of oil, drink a bottle. One bottle left. Meaning 3. To keep emotions, anger, or thoughts inside instead of expressing them. Used in the phrase about hiding feelings and not letting them come out. Example: he bottled his anger until the silence became too heavy. Common use: bottle up feelings, bottle up anger, bottle things inside. Bottle up feelings. Bottle most commonly means the container itself, but it can also mean the amount inside one full container, as in a bottle of water or a bottle of oil. In figurative use, especially in the phrase bottle up, it means keeping emotions hidden inside. Carry what matters wisely, Captain. Keep bottle for the container that travels with you, for the measured amount it holds, and for the feelings we must not trap too long in silence as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this path and decision island, tell me, what does choice make you feel when it means the act of deciding between options? One option selected from several possibilities, and something or someone considered especially good or carefully chosen. Meaning 1. The act of deciding between 2 or more options, used for the moment or process of selecting what to do, take, or prefer. Example: the final choice took longer because both routes looked risky. Common use: make a choice, have no choice, difficult choice. Choice of route. Meaning 2. One option selected from several possibilities, used for the thing, person, or path that is chosen. Example: the northern harbor was their safest choice before sunset. Common use: good choice, first choice, best choice. Best choice harbor. Meaning 3. Something or someone especially good, fine, or carefully selected. Used in a more descriptive way for high quality or specially chosen things. Example: they served choice fruit and fresh bread to the guests. Common use: choice food, choice words, choice selection. Choice food. Choice often means the act of deciding or the option that gets selected. It can also describe something especially good or carefully chosen, though that use is slightly more formal or descriptive. Choose with courage and clarity, Captain. Carry choice for the moment of decision, for the path selected from many, and for the fine things picked with care as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this height and limit island, tell me, what does ceiling make you feel when it means the inside top surface of a room, the highest limit that something can reach, and the level of clouds in the sky? Meaning 1. The inside top surface of a room, used for the upper surface over your head inside a building or cabin. Example: a small lamp hung from the ceiling of the cabin. Common use: high ceiling, low ceiling, ceiling light. Ceiling light. Meaning 2. The highest limit or maximum level, used for a point that cannot be passed in money, growth, numbers, or ability. Example: the harbor reached its ceiling for the number of boats it could hold. Common use: price ceiling, spending ceiling, hit the ceiling. Ceiling reached. Meaning 3. The height of the lowest clouds in the sky, used in weather and flying to describe how low the clouds are above the ground or sea. Example: the low ceiling made flying unsafe that morning. Common use: low ceiling, cloud ceiling, ceiling height. Low ceiling sky. Ceiling most commonly means the top inside surface of a room, but it is also often used figuratively for a highest limit that cannot be exceeded. In weather and aviation, it has a special meaning: the height of the lowest cloud layer. Look up and know your limits, Captain. Carry ceiling for the roof above your head, for the upper boundary that stops further rise, and for the low cloud height that shapes the sky ahead as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this short and focused island, tell me, what does brief make you feel when it means short in time or length, giving only the main points and a set of instructions or information prepared for a specific task? Meaning 1. Short in time, length, or duration, used for something that does not last long or does not contain much. Example: they had only a brief stop before sailing again. Common use: brief moment, brief visit, brief pause. Brief stop. Meaning 2. Giving only the main points, short and clear, used for speech, writing, or explanation that includes only the most important information. Example: the captain gave a brief explanation before the crew began work. Common use: brief summary, brief answer. Keep it brief. Brief summary. Meaning 3. A set of instructions or key information prepared for a task, job, or mission. Used for an organized outline that tells someone what they need to know before starting. Example. The design team read the brief before planning the new harbor signs. Common use. Project brief. Design brief. Mission brief. Mission brief. Brief often means something short in time or length. It can also describe speech or writing that is short and focused on the main points. In work, design, or mission contexts, it can be a noun meaning the key instructions or information given before a task begins. Keep your mind sharp and your words clear, Captain. Carry brief for the short moment that passes quickly, for the focused message that says only what matters, and for the guiding document that prepares the next step of the journey as we sail to the next island. Captain, before we step onto this force and sound island, tell me, what does blast make you feel when it means a strong explosion or burst, a sudden powerful movement of air or sound, and a very exciting or enjoyable experience in informal speech? Meaning 1. A strong explosion or violent burst. Used for a sudden powerful braking force, often with fire, pressure, or destruction. Example. The blast shook the old dock and sent birds into the air. Common use, loud blast, blast damage, powerful blast. Blast danger. Meaning 2. A sudden, strong movement of air, sound, or force, used for a sharp burst of wind, noise, heat, or something that hits with force. Example. A cold blast of wind hit the crew as the door opened. Common use, blast of wind, blast of noise, blast of heat. Blast of wind. Meaning 3. A very exciting, fun, or enjoyable experience. Used in casual speech when something is great fun. Example. The night festival on the shore was a real blast. Common use. Have a blast. Such a blast. It was a blast. Have a blast. Blast often means an explosion or sudden burst of force, but it is also common for sharp movements of wind, sound, or heat. In informal, everyday English, it can mean a very fun and exciting time. Face force with courage and joy with an open heart, Captain. Carry blast for the violent burst that shakes the world, for the sudden rush that hits without warning, and for the unforgettable fun that lights up the journey as we sail to the next island.